Let me get the paper so we can get it like this.
How you doing? Oh, whoa. This is my brother. I was visiting yesterday. He went to sleep. He was okay. Went to sleep at 10 o'clock. And then this morning he couldn't talk or walk at all. His right side is weak, and then he has trouble.
What do you think the onset symptoms was?
He woke
Went to
up
bed
like
and
this.
woke up like this?
Yeah.
What time did he go to bed?
He went to bed at 10 o'clock, and I saw him at that time. He had his gallbladder taken out 3 days ago, but other than that, we're doing well.
Sir, do you know what's going on? Do you know where you're at?
We can call the doctor.
It's okay.
We just dialed star 60 and we announced test. A blood sugar.
Yeah. You're okay.
I'm Cold Stroke, Emergency Department, Triage, this is a test. Cold Stroke, Emergency Department, Triage, this is a test. Cold Stroke, this is a Triage, Emergency Department, this is a test.
What's the last name of that?
ZZ test patient, it's right there.
Okay.
Perfect.
All right.
I peeped that too.
Wait a minute.
Hello.
Hi. We can go to room 10.
Huh?
We can go to room 10. When was the last
You can go about this way, and then you get it, 10 o'clock this way, 4 o'clock this way. He's on a novel speech, left side of the, these are his vitals.
Okay. So we're gonna go with the last known well, 10 o'clock last night?
Yes.
Okay. What was his BPAS? What was his, symptoms? Right-sided, left-sided?
Left side of weakness, facial droop, double speech. Right, we're gonna get you back in, and doctor take a look at you real quick, okay? This is his brother.
77?
DO 77?
Yeah.
Alright, we can go to that. We'll get it. Arbitrator room, okay, what's his name?
ZZ test? I don't have anything. It's a,
I got it, John.
when you go to room 10?
I wasn't even early.
Yeah. What was that? Okay. Let me let Dr. Saka just do a quick thorough and then we can go to CT. I zero the bed so we can get an accurate weight.
Okay. Is anyone with the patient?
His brother's here.
Hey, I'm the brother.
It's a brother. Tell me about your brother.
That's my brother.
What happened to him?
He had his gallbladder taken out 3 days ago, and then, I was at home visiting him and everything. He was okay. We hung out
Yeah,
till
they
10
were
o'clock at
easy.
night. Everything was okay, and then at 5 o'clock in the morning, he woke up and he was weak on the.
Ferna, if you want it, we did blood sugar already. We can just get his lab
5 o'clock in the morning.
5 o'clock in the morning.
All right. At what time did you see him last night?
10 o'clock.
Okay, we got flow work.
10 o'clock. Have you been able to talk with him? Okay.
Call myself.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
You understand me, sir? Okay. Can you lift up your arms for me?
Don't give out any clues.
That one. Can you lift up one left leg? Can you lift up that right leg?
We're not going to CT
Okay.
in real life.
We're going to send you to the CAT scan machine, and I'm going to spend some more time with you when you get back. Do you have diabetes?
We're not drawing blood, so
Brother.
they said whenever you're reported,
Brother, blood sugar was 77.
77?
Yeah.
Yes.
Thank you. Do you have some vital signs?
Yeah, vitals not very stable.
Stable?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, good.
They
All
said
right.
they were okay, so.
I'm going to go enter the order set. I'd like the patient to go to CT, and I'm going to make the initial call to TELESTROKE.
What was his blood pressure at
Can we get an IV?
129/80.
Can we get an IV in?
Yeah, we're gonna do that upstairs since CT's ready.
Okay,
We'll get his labs.
129.80.
All right, we can roll.
That wasn't our focus.
If you want to go with
Throwing out normal stuff.
Are we going for
About the
We're
roll.
not. Hey, we're not actually going physically going.
Oh,
to
we're not
CT.
going? Oh,
No.
okay.
There's still one more thing that has to get done, and we'll call us in.
I thought we were actually going.
No, not. We're focusing on 3 things.
Yeah. All right, so we did the sugar, we did the, yeah. I zero the bed. His labs.
So we got an IV in, got
Yeah.
to wait, got the
And then Dr.
Is iPad in there?
Sugar should be in there. His body's on.
Isn't it?
all the way CT.
It's the lights go.
Stroke assessment.
I want to know more about this phone. Because
Bam.
this is what I think that's the kind of phone I want to get for Troy.
This is the National Telestroke Hotline.
I'll find it.
Awesome, Dr. Blackett. Thanks for calling. We're going to end the simulation now. And we'll have a quick debrief over here in room 10.
Sir, is your finger okay?
I got pee.
Going up?
I'm cured. Wow,
That's the way we do here.
you guys are remarkable.
Come on down, room 10. Let's gather around. It'll be a quick debrief. And we'll kind of go around and we can share our strengths, we can share our weaknesses, we can identify some areas of opportunity. I first off want to say that we rolled in right at 8 o'clock. It's now 8:11. And we met the 3 focuses of this telestroke, which were that we identified a patient that had LVO symptoms that was within 23 hours. We activated code stroke overhead and got the team to the bedside of the patient, and we called the National Telestroke hotline number within 10 minutes. It was right at the 10-minute mark. Those were our 3 focuses, and excellent job. I will say the MSA was busy registering a live patient, and so the other MSA, I guess, worked night shift and was packing up her bags and thought that she had to be logged into the computer to be able to activate a code stroke overhead. We provided some spot-on education. Anybody can activate a code stroke overhead, *60. There's technically no beep. It just might ring once in a while, but otherwise it's live right away. You announce code stroke, emergency department, and the location 3 times. Nurse, ICT, MSA can do that if at the direction of a nurse or a provider. All right, that should bring the whole team to the location where the patient is for the provider to do a quick eval. If they don't feel that the patient meets telestroke criteria, they will say, hey, I'm going to cancel this code. And so then we again pick up the phone, cancel code stroke, cancel code stroke, cancel code stroke. Easy as that. A lot of times LVO symptoms, a lot of people think that since it's out of the window of TPA that they can't call a code stroke. That's not true. Our SOP, which I have right here if anyone wants to look at, says that if they have hemiparesis, so they have weakness on one side, plus VAN, so they have visual changes, aphasia, difficulty speaking, or neglect, that we can call if it's been within 23 hours. So we would want to call a code stroke and get the attention to the bedside that the patient needs. With that, I'm going to go around with our instructors really quick to give feedback, to give ideas, and then we'll move on to the rest of the team here to identify strengths, weaknesses. Dr. Gilman.
Everything went well on my part as a brother. The patient was quickly taken into triage, and vitals were done and brought into the back.
Mr. Bussing, simulation
Thanks for the
coordinator.
blood glucose test, by the way. I was kind of curious about that
Do they
this
actually
morning.
take your sugar?
Oh, yeah.
Sometimes it's hard to
No, I went with it
distinguish.
though. I'm going. Let's
You
go
may want to
with
eat
it.
a little bit. 77.
I want to
Donuts?
I'd like to thank you for being a very convincing stroke model for LV.
You're welcome.
Needs a big stroke. Thanks for being here in the first place.
Jerome?
Everything seems smooth to me.
Can I ask you one question real quick?
Yeah.
Who makes that first phone call?
For activating code stroke?
For calling tele?
So in our SOP, technically charge nurse, but if for some reason charge nurse is incapacitated with something else or busy, it can be anybody. The National Telestroke will recommend the provider, but since we work so close here together, we got providers and nurses all at the same station here, we're able to get by with it being a nurse or provider. And the reason they want it technically to be a provider is because if a nurse calls the line and says, hey, the last known will was 3 days ago, right now we're not set up for a subacute services with neurology, so they would want to cancel that code stroke, and they can't do that with a nurse. It has to be a provider on the line to cancel a code stroke, if that makes any sense.
So this patient, if this was a real patient, telestroke would have canceled?
Nope, because
because it's
they're within the
23
LVO
hours.
window.
Okay. I didn't know what
If it was,
subacute exactly
so,
meant. then.
yeah, subacute being greater than 23 hours.
All right.
Yep, yep,
Well, we won't be calling it greater than 23 hours. Yeah. So.
exactly. But maybe in the future,
Yeah,
that's
but I
something
mean,
that
right
they're
now
starting
we're
to,
not. It's
yeah,
just
right now we're not.
24 hours.
But in the future, down the road, possibly. All right, we'll continue. Daniel, you have anything?
The only thing that I'm always particular about, like evaluating the patient in real time whenever they're moving them, I felt bad with his little leg dragging on the floor when they were taking him to the bed. So I was like, oh, I wish someone had picked it up just a little bit.
My fault.
He did a good job acting, but it hurt my heart to watch it just drag around the corner as he got taken to the room.
All right, Train?
No, I thought it went really well. One question though, I might have missed it, but did anyone say LVO out loud during the simulation? Like say, I think this is LVO, or can we assess for LVO? Sorry, I might have missed
I
that.
didn't say it, I just thought
Okay.
And I don't know that the triage nurse, but she knew, and the last known will was clearly communicated that it was like 10 p.m. went to bed, woke up 5 a.m. Technically, the last known will would have been that 10 p.m. time, so they did the right thing for sure. I don't know if they just verbalized LVO though out front. So
I think this is the best simulation. Maybe I'm just being subjective, but it went really smooth on the simulation end. How did you guys feel?
and we'll start it, Frank, if you want to go. We'll start with
How did the simulation go?
Yeah.
I thought it was great because it helped us iron out who makes that first phone call. That was important because we're waiting for that to happen.
I've done a bunch of these when we were doing frequent drills, and I've never made that first phone call. So I was a little, you mean I make this call? I've never done that before. So
Yeah.
now I know anybody can really.
There's a lot of coordination that has to happen, and so just communication is key, in ensuring that we're doing all the steps. Sometimes it can be blurry on who's doing what. We will have a standing orders SOP coming out here hopefully soon. It allows nurses to initiate telestroke orders also, just in case the provider is swamped and is trying to do things at the bedside and can't enter those orders. All right, Kenyana?
Oh, I think all the objectives were met. Everybody was very knowledgeable, so it went pretty smooth.
All right, Chantel?
Came out from running a wee out.
Okay.
You guys are great.
You have anything? No? All right.
I got one last thing. On behalf of a patient, as soon as I arrived, I had everybody's attention. And it felt good. Like, every single moment that I arrived here, boom, 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 like somebody was taking care of me the whole entire way. And I moved back here really, really fast. And so, once again, kudos. Good team. Good teamwork.
One thing that I was kind of worried by, that as part of the new media expansion, I feel reassured that that'll kind of be resolved, is there was kind of this limbo of a person showing up with symptoms, but no one medically standing there that would be alerted to that concerning symptom in the patient. It was happened to be that Corona was walking by and saw that, and so that was nice to see someone who wasn't in first look, who wasn't in triage, who wasn't even working up front, walk by the patient and was able to recognize, hey, this is a situation where I need to intervene. And so that's why, as part of that expansion, I want that first look nurse, because that would be their role, to see that person coming in, and that's what you're doing. You're evaluating that person coming in and acutely addressing it as they're coming into the department.
Awesome. Awesome job, Corona. Cece.
I think it went great. The only thing for me, because this is different from where I worked before, I don't think the patient needs to come back to a room. As long as their airway is painting, we know he's having a stroke, the provider can assess them, do a quick fast positive band or not. As soon as CT's ready, we don't have to come back and waste time to a room. We can just go straight to CT.
Agreed. That's the goal. Hopefully we'll get there one day. Hopefully we'll have the nurses be able to enter those. This is a code stroke. Here's that CT order. Bam, CT. But we'll get there. We'll get there.
But everything else went good.
Awesome. Corona?
No, as I said, I was taught how they love all of it. I didn't really know what was happening, but then when I saw came and said, brother, stroke, so I think I was right. From the triage nurse, and then from there.
Awesome job. Awesome. Terry?
I mean, I think it went well when it's planned, but when it's not planned, they don't go this smoothly. And the other thing too is I think an EKG should be done too, because some evidence-based practices show people be having a STEMI, be having some thorough changes too.
And that's a good point. We kind of trimmed down the full simulation, because the full simulation takes an hour, and we got a lot of feedback that it felt so orchestrated, that there wasn't a lot of benefit for staff members, which those are mandatory, usually twice a year simulations we have to do. So we decided to do these little focused pop-ups. But good point about EKG, that would be something that you would do in a real life situation. Some point probably after the CT.
I was going to say, we do that. We do a EKG after.
Yeah.
It's part of the stroke.
Yep. Craig?
Well.
Awesome. Do we have anybody else? Ginger?
It was awesome.
Don't feel bad. That's the reality sometimes of the sim versus real life and having these pop-ups. We try our best to say this is simulation, do this, don't do that. But yeah, great. You just got a compliment for being a good actor.
Oh, you ain't seen nothing yet. Wait till the next one.
All right, y'all. Well, I have the SOP here if anybody wants to read through it. If you have any questions or concerns, feel free to reach out to us. We're here for you guys, and I appreciate you guys' time.